In the evolution of AI, would you discuss your perception or opinion on whether or not you think as the threat evolves, we're evolving ahead of the threat?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the question. This is a very important component of the work that we do at iProve. At iProve, we have a central operations center where we monitor all the threats happening globally. We have deployments worldwide: Singapore, UK, Australia, Latin America, Africa, and the United States. And we're constantly using our human people there with PhDs to be able to assess the threats that are actually trying to attack biometric systems globally. We're migrating and adapting our AI technology to stay multiple steps ahead of the adversary. And I think this is very critical as we look at AI technology to be able to build in steps to continue to stay multiple steps ahead of the adversaries and understanding what attacks are actually happening globally so that we can continue to modify our systems.
Well, thank you for that, and I'm glad to hear that. I think it makes everybody sigh a little bit, relief. But you know, I want to shift the subject a little bit because we're talking about AI as a tool and as a you know, all the positives and then the challenges of it when it's on the attack side. But I want to ask something about workforce. You know, what do we need to do uniquely? And this, Mr. Sikorsky, would really, I think, be for you, since you know your company employs a very large number of individuals in this fight. You know, how do we need to be thinking about developing the workforce for AI as well as cybersecurity in itself?
Yeah, that's a great question, Congressman. I think it's super imperative. Myself, I've trained cyber agents for the FBI at Quantico, Department of Energy employees, private companies, and then I've been teaching at the university level for over a decade. And firsthand, I've seen that we really need to focus in as AI, cybersecurity, it's here to stay, and we need to really make strides to continue to push down, get people trained up, our workforce, our children, get them learning these concepts very early on is super important. And then from a Palo Alto Networks perspective, we're very invested in this as well. So as far as the Unit 42 team goes within Palo Alto Networks, we have what's called the Unit 42 Academy, which takes undergraduates, gives them internships during the college years, hands-on training. Then they come to work with us as a class, like a cohort, where they learn a lot of up-leveling skills, and their first year is spent just engaged in learning and growing. And I'm proud to say that 80% of the Unit 42 Academy in the last year was actually made up of women.
Do me a favor and let's go just a little bit more granular on this question. What are the skills, specific skills that these individuals need to have? What are we teaching them? I get, you know, the coding and all that stuff, but what specifically do you need to see in a candidate that you would want to hire?
Yeah, so number one is having a background and understanding how to engage these technologies. We've spent a lot of time building technologies over the last 10, 20 years in the cybersecurity industry. So knowledge of how they work, what they give them access to, and how they can leverage them to fight against you know, evil that's coming into these networks. I also think about things like understanding of how computer forensics works, malware analysis, an ability to really dive deep into the technical details so that they could dig out and sift through the noise. And it also comes into play with AI. Do they have an understanding of AI and how it is being leveraged in the product to sift through that noise for them? Because one thing we deal with heavily is these analysts are inundated with just too many alerts from all these products firing. And in those alerts is what the actual bad stuff that's happening. And so by leveraging AI, you sift through that noise, bubbles up things for them to actually dive deep into what's really there.
And the essential is the AI is now fighting the AI, basically, right? I mean, the machines are fighting the machines. Am I getting this right? To put it in simplest terms?
I think to some extent, I think there's definitely that kind of thing going on for sure.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the cyber analyst is being up-leveled in their ability to fight back.
Yeah, we've got to figure out, we've got some legislation coming out pretty soon on workforce development And I want to just make sure that the AI piece is captured in that. So thank you. My time has expired.